But hey,
Well, because remember I think the last one we done the season review was 2 years. No, it was a year ago. I think 2 weeks ago. It was a year ago because it come up on my Facebook, and I remember you were saying about the season and what your expectations were. Did it supersede expectations, or did you think we could go?
I thought we were going to outdo ourselves again because we just got that in us. But I just felt, I don't know, like on the Nathan at the first half, I was like, nah, we ain't doing that. It's just we were missing something, and then when Edwards came in, he got that defensive midfielder which we kind of needed, and then skyrocketed.
Just went up from there.
So you only need to lose twice with Nakamura in the team or something like that.
That's mental.
Absolutely,
he's that good.
Insane.
He's so underrated. So
we
underrated.
need to just get him in.
Yeah.
I don't know why we haven't, like, I know we've got like such a strict like wage structure and money, but it's evidence like there he is clearly good enough. He fits the system. Just bring him in.
Well, we are trying though, aren't we? We're trying to get him back on loan, aren't we?
They're saying it's quite close.
Yeah.
So
for a loan though.
Yeah.
You think if he does
he's out of contract then.
So then he's out of contract.
Yeah. But still, his wages are higher than what we can facilitate at the moment. But then, if say we do stay up, it could be an option. You know what I mean? And you can tell he likes the club as well. So
even facilitate for just one season though, just one season. Like it's like something in the contract to say like if we go down, they'll drop. Or
we could do something in the contract that says, look, if we stay up, we'll give you a dramatic wage increase. Something, I don't know, like, you know what these clauses are like in Premier League deals.
Because surely that's what's happening with like Morris has just been given a new contract. Woodrow, which they signed contracts. They literally just signed on last year, so that must have been stuff to do with wages or for wages to increase while they're in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And maybe like thinking they're going to do really well, and then and people might come in for them. I don't know, man.
I don't think anyone will come in. I think it's just we're trying to secure the future. So if we were to go down, like, okay, we've literally got the squad, and if anyone wants our players, you have to give us big bucks.
Yeah.
Basically, I think that's what we're doing.
Yeah. People, we got Lewis Williams with us. A season.
Oh, we started recording already?
Yeah, it's on. It's been
intro.
No. It's been going. And we're going to talk all about the season review again. It's like a yearly thing now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get the boy on. We do the season review.
We're going to try to do it after 6 months. I was in Qatar.
So we'll talk about Qatar first, actually, because you were you were out there working for the World Cup.
Yeah.
What was it like?
Not as bad as what people made out. Like, people made out it was such a bad country or all these rules. But if you just followed them and don't be a typical Londoner and,
English
person and just, you know, go on the streets throwing out, having a kebab and like just drinking like living at Budweiser and stuff like that. As long as you're not being at that level, it's all right.
It's fine.
It's the cleanest country I've ever been to.
Was it?
So clean, and the people they just let you crack on. It's just as long as you.
All I heard was good things.
It wasn't that bad.
It sounds like my type of vibe for a World Cup. I'd rather go to one where there's not drinking and stuff, to be fair.
It was fine. Like, honestly, I did go to a game, and I have to say, that experience I did not enjoy.
No.
It's too, like, family friendly. It's too, like, we all love each other. I went to England v USA, and the chants I was hearing, I was like, no. Like,
bad.
This is not what I want to be involved in. Like, singing, like, we believe that we can win.
Yeah, that is such Americans of the worst songs I've ever heard.
Have you seen like the viral clip of that guy? He's like, "Let's go Seattle."
Oh yeah,
you've seen that? It's terrible, isn't it? He's wearing a scarf around his neck.
They have good ones though for like NFL, like the NFL college games, like the war cries they do.
Yeah,
they're pretty good.
Yeah,
but their football chants are just embarrassing. Like, stop that.
Yeah.
But what was so like you said, you touched on the country, because everyone was making out like it was going to be bad and we can't do this and you're not allowed to do this. But I heard there was no arrests. There's nothing.
I only saw one bit of trouble, which was from a local Qatari person, and I don't know what he was doing, but he was doing something dodgy and he was caught, and he went to do a runner and the police caught him. But what they did want to make a scene in front of everyone, and they took him round like this, I want to say like crate, and they went round it, and I don't know if they beat him up, but I think they did something. Beat him up. But they were shushing him like you need to be quiet here.
They definitely battered him.
But I was just like, oh, okay, that was the only bit of trouble I saw.
Yeah,
but that was from a local.
Could you actually enjoy any of the games really while you're working? Is it hard to? Because I know you do the graphics. So like when it pops up like England versus USA, the score and stuff like that. So can you actually enjoy?
I didn't enjoy the England ones because I did England v France, which was, of course, typical England. But the other games I kind of enjoyed, because I have no I don't care who wins, so I can just sit back and go, oh, okay, I don't mind actually enjoying a good game. But I did a lot of 0-0s. That was painful.
Was it?
Really painful. But I was in a building every single day, so I didn't actually enjoy the weather outside. Like I was staying in a place for like 12 hours every single day, like going, yep, this is my normal life. And so I only had like 2 days off in about 30 days.
Fucking hell, Jesus.
What was your accommodation like over there? Did you stay in a hotel or did?
Yeah, so we were in a like shared apartments. But so as my company, we were sharing room. We had like room share. So I was with, funny enough, with a Watford fan, which was great. So I was with him for the whole time, and but normal people would live there, like they pay it's like a hotel, but you pay the hotel rent.
Right, I get you.
But they were struggling with accommodation out there, like people living in camps. Like
I see them camps. They didn't look for like very
nice.
but
they were cheap though apparently. So I don't know.
And they were given fans, weren't they? Like actual, like the ones we have over here in them tents.
And what? No, obviously no.
There was no aircon, and it's like 40 degrees out there. So
it did get cold in like winter, like winter
night.
At the night. But during the day.
Them the like desert countries do though, didn't they?
Yeah.
They're like freezing at night,
especially when you're in
piping hot
in the sand bits. Yeah, they definitely get. Really
but they're really trying to do up like around Saudi and that, though, aren't they?
Yeah, Saudi.
Like, Saudi and like they really want it to be.
I think it will be as well.
I think it will be.
The safety that you have over there is what I think attracts a lot of people, and the money and the tax free and stuff like that. It's got a lot going for it, I suppose.
And you done the was it the under-21s World Cup as well? Was it
under-20s?
Under-20s.
Come back from that,
in Argentina. What was from what you experienced out there? What was a nicer place? Was Argentina nicer or Qatar?
To be fair, the people of Argentina, you can have people in Qatar, their second language is English, so you could actually talk to some of them. But I rarely communicated with, because I was like going to and from work. Argentina, I had a lot more time off, so I did see a bit of the locals, and they were friendly despite the history between England and Argentina. I think the only backlash which we got were when England played, all the locals were booing and whistling because of what happened years ago, but apart from that was the only time it ever got toxic, but I never got into any trouble when out and about. You rarely do, to be fair.
Was the country nice?
It was cheap.
Was it?
Like, yeah, the steak. Oh, God, wow.
Argentinian steaks, man.
Well, that's very nice, isn't it?
I don't drink wine either, so I thought I'd have to try some, but all my colleagues were like, oh, yeah, this is the shit. I'm drinking it, and there's me like, I want to spit this out. What? How can you enjoy this?
Wine and steak.
Are you doing anything with the Women's World Cup? Or?
So I am from the UK. Unfortunately, I didn't get selected to go out there, which I understand that because I've since August I've been in and out of the country, so I kind of need some just time in England and just to enjoy it. But I'm doing basically ITV's graphics for it. So while they're, I don't know what the time did. I got start at 5 a.m, 4 a.m. So my shift start.
Because the games are really early, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not night shifts, which I thought they would be. So I'm quite happy with that. It's just early starts, which you can deal with.
It's this month, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 16th is it start? Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, next weekend I've got to go to London to set it up.
Okay.
And I get it ready.
So you're like proper in the football.
Yeah.
Like you're just doing football.
It's like a dream job.
Yeah, it's like a dream job.
Everyone keeps saying to me, I need to remember this, like when I'm doing like a 16-hour shift and I want to really go home, and then I'm like, but everyone says it's a good job. It's such a good job. Yeah.
But can you actually really watch the games though when you're doing the graphics?
Sometimes, it depends how hectic they are. I can work on Luton games this year, and I will request to work on them because I just want to obviously watch us play, but I don't know if I'd actually be able to enjoy it.
Yeah,
because you've got like 101 things going on in a game. Like obviously, when you're in the stadium, you just focus on what's on the pitch. I've got to focus on if that happens. I've got to do that. I've got to remember the controls on my keyboard to do all these different things. I've got director shouting me. I've got a PA shouting me. All these different people shouting.
So you like customizing the graphics as they're going on, or are they already made?
Some
and
already
then you're
made,
like
some are
popping
not.
them up.
Yeah, it's a bit of both.
Does it just depend on what happens in the game as well?
So I say,
regards to...
like, for a BT game, for example, we would probably do about 50 stats, just in case something happens.
Yeah.
And they are pre-made. And then there's some that can be customized on whatever happens in the game. But it's all done using the same like templates and stuff.
And that would be like if someone gets a yellow card, it'll pop up and say, Jordan
that's
Henderson,
automatic.
yellow, like with the yellow or something like that.
Yeah, all I need to go is go to his name, enter, pops up
straight away. Yeah. And is there a time limit where you need to pop it up, or is someone telling you like, right, Lewis, now put it up?
So you go by the director.
Yeah.
But he kind of wants it quite rapidly. So
as soon as it happens,
need to know your buttons basically.
Yeah.
It's mad. I never thought like the intricates behind.
Nah, you don't think of what goes into like TV. You just watch it and think this is normal, like Sky Sports.
No,
I can't watch a game now.
No.
Without, because I will know when an operator's made a mistake. I know when the directors have probably made a mistake, and I know how slow they are. I watch all the time now.
Do you?
I'm like, and all my mates go, I can't watch football with you anymore. I'm like, mate,
you're moaning about the fucking the little thing.
Hopefully you get a lot of Man City games. You know, Haaland's going to score, so you just get them pre-made.
Oh yeah, for a game like that, I think Haaland would have about 4 or 5 just on him.
Yeah.
Like just ready, and then when he scores, you go, right, got 4 or 5 stats here. I just need to update them and then go from there.
Yeah.
So because I seen Clive Tilsley go through his notes for commentating.
Yeah.
So I assume that you've like kind of got the same sort of notes that he's got about every player to try and.
So for us, it's a bit different. We have at Sky Sports or now it's going to be TNT Sports, not BT Sport. They will hire someone who is either a stat guy or a graphics producer. So their job all week is to make stats to send to us like the day before or on the day, and then we'll make them. Right. So we kind of have like no control on what they pick. Yeah. Like for example, this season, I'm probably the guy to ask for about anything to do with Luton.
Yeah.
And I will probably be on talkback going, no, you're wrong. It's that player or something like that.
Yeah, because they got a lot wrong last year in the Championship. Like a lot wrong.
It was really frustrating.
They're putting up like the wrong things and Luton this and like I remember seeing loads at the bottom where they were talking about Luton and bringing up another team or talking about
Middlesbrough.
Like, it was very random.
And I was like, what the hell? I think that graphic which you're talking about, that was a big one.
That was a big one.
Yeah, the graphic operator didn't do good there.
Did he not?
Nah. Just slagging him off.
I noticed the thing the other day. I think it was about a week ago when we made our first signing, and I was on the BBC transfers bit.
Okay.
And like they have Premier League, they have like Football League, and then they have the internationals.
Yeah.
Luton's one was under the Football League, and I was like, "You've got that wrong." Yeah, they've since changed it. Yeah. They've since changed it, but yeah, I was just like, you're disrespecting us, man. We're in the Premier League.
When do you do the transition? When are they officially a Premier League club? I always say like when you actually achieve it, but
yeah, I think as soon as like the season's done, isn't it?
Yeah,
like if as soon as we've gone up officially, the next day we're Premier League. You best be changing that.
It is mad seeing like Sky Sports now. Like when Luke Berry renewed his contract, and it was like breaking news. Luke Berry is signing a new deal. I was like, how is this breaking news? Last season you would have said nothing.
Yes. I actually don't mind Luke Berry though. I do. He's a good squad rotational player. He's a bit hectic though sometimes when he's on the pitch. He does scare me a little bit.
Yeah, like, if he just stayed fit, he's like obviously I'm not comparing him to Frank Lampard, but you know when Frank Lampard did those late runs into the box, that's what Luke Berry is.
He does it. He will get you like a decent amount. Like he'll get you goals. 100%. He does score goals.
He'll get a couple this year. 100%. I want Pelly to score this year though.
Yeah.
Just to get that record in, and you've done it every league. It just
Does that mean he was scored in every league? Yeah, he would have scored in
yeah,
every
yeah,
league as well,
yeah. Just even a penalty. Well, then again, he doesn't score penalties. He scores bangers, don't he? So,
yeah, he does score. I'd give him a pen.
He needs a statue, mate.
Then are you giving him a...
Him and Mick Harford will get one.
Yeah, the new ground.
Have to.
Yeah, they need to be making that.
Do you think he goes down as like top 3 Luton legends, Pelly, now after that? I think the storyline...
My lifetime, yeah. I think in my dad's lifetime, no, because my dad's lifetime, they won the League Cup and stuff.
Yeah.
Where the caliber of players are just totally different. Like they were more internationals back then.
Yeah.
Where we'll get there. Like we'd do a Brighton soon.
He is an international as well.
Technically, he is. But I just don't think many are like the older generation see him as like that. Some of them don't even think he's top 11, like in their all time team.
I think my perception's changed of him a lot, because I've stopped looking at him as a centre midfielder and just started looking at him as a role player. What the role he plays in the team is, because I think he plays a specific role in the team. If you look at him and think centre midfielder, you're going to be like, well, his passing's not great, this, that, and you can pick everything out. But what he does for the team, like in Luton's team, he's perfect. He's a bundle of energy. He's running forward, running back, moving the ball across. Like I think he's perfect for Luton's team.
I think what he does off the field is probably the biggest asset.
I was going to say that.
Like everyone always talks about who's the biggest character or who's the best person to be around. They all say Pelly. Like, and especially this season, it's when times are going to be tough, and they are going to be tough. We know they're going to come. He's probably the best one to have, because he would just make stupid jokes,
lighten the mood up.
And you see him in interviews as well. Like he's just a character. Like, I smile every time I see him. I just know he's funny. He's just a funny guy.
He made me smile when the bus was coming in during the parade, and he was just there like this.
Give me the KFC bucket.
Just legend.
I thought I see a lot more like. Last season there was a lot of, with Adebayo at the end, and all them reports were coming out that he'd had an argument with this player or this had happened.
Oh yeah.
But this year there was a lot more like camaraderie in the team, or it looked that way from the outside. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's because that's what we're being shown on social media, but everyone looked a bit more happy, especially Adebayo looked a bit more happy this season. He didn't look as sort of like, I don't want to say up his own arse, but up his... I think because everything relied on him last season, he thought he could kind of call the shots, and this season it's not really relied on him, so he's back to...
Well, he was more targeted this season because of how good he was last year.
Yeah.
So then that gave Morris the freedom to do what he wanted, because when we look at Morris, you look at his season stats. He's never had a season like last year.
No.
So why would he be targeted? Whereas Elijah, he's had a double-figure season, so he's going to be more targeted. He's 6'4", good with the ball at his feet. He's a bit of a unit.
Unbelievable,
as well.
that assist.
It's
that was unreal.
He brings out them moments of magic.
Yeah,
he has them because there's a few times where he has the bad touches and all this, but then he will just the amount of times in that final where the ball got hoofed up and he plucked it down first touch, played it across, he's a ball, he can play ball, man.
Yeah,
that guy.
100%. And considering he started his career as a centre half, it's not bad, is it?
I reckon he would have been a decent centre half, to be fair.
Normally it's the complete other way round. Normally they start as a striker
and then move
back to centre back. But yeah,
well, the Pelly was the same, wasn't he? He started play centre half for West Ham, and then he's moved a little bit further forward.
Yeah. Because he's not your conventional midfielder, really. In the Premier League, you'd think in the Premier League.
I genuinely think that he's going to do well in the Premier League.
I think he is.
I think he's a box to box.
Yeah, he is. He
just doesn't have the technical ability.
No.
But we have everything else. We've got the fight, the passion, everything.
He's got that dog.
He's got that dog in him, and I think
proper dog in him.
Yeah, he does. Who you most looking forward to seeing in the Premier League next year?
Well, Luton player wise.
Yeah, who do you think's gonna surprise us, or who do you think's gonna do the best?
I think, well, he hasn't been officially announced, but he got leaked yesterday. But when we signed that Anderson from Barnsley, I think he would be the one.
You like him?
Yeah, he is for me, he was a championship player playing in League One last year. Best centre-half by a mile. And I know everyone goes, League One to Premier League, massive jump, but I think he could do it. He's got only 25 years of... potential.
Is it going to be a record signing? I heard somewhere.
I think 3 million. I think they
3
said.
million.
Yeah.
Oh, so
that's what they are spending.
That's what you're paying for.
We'll probably spend about 20 to 30. We're gonna have to. I feel like when you're a Premier League side as well, and you go for a player, everyone just goes, yeah, okay, as you're a Premier League, you've got to give us more money. That's the only reason why we're paying probably more.
There's some
over
tax
the odds.
on that.
Yeah, there's definitely tax.
Do you think we need to? Because we were speaking yesterday to someone who supports Millwall, and he was basically saying he thinks we need to get a few Premier League proven players. Do you think we need to do that, or?
Yeah, I think. Well, we're linked with Begovic, aren't we, the goalkeeper?
Yeah,
I think
that's
that
a
would
good
be
signing.
unreal.
I
would rather
think he's a really good goalkeeper.
Yeah,
really
Begovic. Well, over 200, probably 300 appearances in the Prem. He's
a really good personality. You seen him on Ben Foster's podcast?
Yeah,
oh no!
You should watch it, man. He's a proper nice guy. Ben Foster was giving him bare praise. He thinks he's one of the better Premier League goalkeepers ever.
I think he'd be really good for the dressing room. You know what I mean? Like you said, when times get tough, he's been there, done it. You know what I mean? He'd be massive.
But yeah, definitely. I think he just fits every tick box, doesn't he? With us, so I think it's a no-brainer. I think we need to get a centre half in his Premier League experience. I think, but look, I trust our recruitment. Man.
Yeah, that's what I do as well.
Proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
Exactly.
People go, "Oh, it's luck." I go, "How can it be luck year after year?"
It can't be luck.
It's luck for maybe a season, but it can't be luck for 9 successes.
No, it can't. Yeah, who said that?
Who
said that?
I just
he's a fool.
Championship,
or Twitter fans. Twitter fans are the
Twitter
worst.
fans, man. Yeah, get out of here.
Some of them are so funny. I see some of the tweets going "Oh, do these guys really want to go down?" After we signed the Rotherham player, and I'm like, mate, do you know how good this player is?
They've not done their due diligence. It must be annoying for someone like you because you do your due diligence on these players because you make the videos about them on your own channel. So you have to do the research. You have to do the research. So I bet you're just thinking, what are you talking about?
Also, as well, when you look at what Rob Edwards was saying in interviews afterwards, he was saying he come in and didn't really change the team as much. He improved on what they were already good at.
Yeah,
and I feel like you've got to trust in him as well because they are bringing in players what they're already good at, what they're planning for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So until we see, I would like to see a few of the older players that played were on loan, or James Justin. I would have liked to seen him come back. I know it'd have been a bit more expensive, or Kiernan Dewsbury Hall.
That was my hope. I thought, all right, Premier League now, Dewsbury Hall come back, James Justin come back.
Max
but I think,
Aarons,
would you reckon their
maybe,
wages are though?
I don't know. That's the issue. I think but then again, I think someone like JJ, I don't think wages would be a problem. But I think Leicester this year, now they've got that Man City assistant coach, I think they're going to go up. Their team's quite
so they don't want to
good.
get rid of.
Yeah, they just signed Winks and Cody.
What a signing Connor Cody is for them.
Is a brilliant signing.
He would have been perfect. Like you said, a centre back.
$7.5 million though they spent.
That is a lot. It is a lot.
I was saying to Diaz,
but it's not a lot.
Yeah, I know.
It is a lot, but it's not a lot because he's
not a lot, is it?
Didn't I say to you yesterday? Why didn't they sign him last year? It could have been one of the factors of them staying in the Premier League.
Oh yeah, well they didn't replace Schmeichel, did they?
No, they should never have got rid of him.
I don't know why they got. I don't know what happened.
Danny Ward, yeah.
I think he wanted to leave. I think he wanted a new challenge. He wanted to go away, which is fair enough. He's been there. He's done his time. But then not to replace him.
They didn't replace Fofana either.
No,
they sold him to Chelsea and they didn't replace him.
I don't know how good.
He was decent for Fofana for Leicester.
Yeah.
I don't know how good he's been playing for Chelsea, but for Leicester,
for them, I think obviously they needed to make the money, and that's a great sell. And also, he is unreliable. He's like an Anthony Martial. Of a centre back. He's always injured.
There you
was
go.
he French?
He's French.
He is French.
I told you, it's a French mentality, bro. It is. It is.
French mentality.
Do you not think French players have a certain like Anthony Martial? He's just typical French. He's just a typical French player.
Pogba, you can add.
Pogba. They're just Pogba's a bit different. He's a bit more bubbly.
Juventus open for offers. For Pogba. It was paper talk, so I don't know how reliable it is, but it would be interesting.
What are you thinking of this other signing, Edozie Ogbene?
On paper, I knew before we signed him, we were linked with him 2 weeks ago, and I looked at him and I'm like, everyone's saying he's a winger. I'm like, are we going to bring him in? And I'm like, nah, probably.
We don't play wingers,
No, that's what I mean. We don't play wingers. And then when we officially done it, I thought, okay, let's actually do some research before I actually judge the guy. And all of these goals come from inside the box. He's really good with heading and good dribbling ability. And a lot of people said he's got actual really good potential. He doesn't sound good or sound amazing because he's come from a team like Rotherham, but if he was at a Norwich, for example, I think a lot more people would be a bit more excited about him. And I watched the game against France when he's playing for Ireland. He's
a player.
He's international as well. So it's like, you're not an international for your, like,
scoring goals for Ireland.
Ireland, like they're not bad. The most renowned team, but they're not bad. Like, you still have to be a very good player to play.
There's a standard still. Exactly. But I think good signing. I think he'd definitely play as a striker though.
Do you think?
Not as a wing back. What people may. I feel like we'd be wasting him if we play him as a wing back.
Like a backup striker.
Yeah, like give competition for Elijah and Morris and maybe Woodrow if they.
I think Cooley Woodrow's going to be wicked this season if he stays fit.
This could be a big opinion. I don't know, but Woodrow for me, I think it's got probably the best technical ability at the club.
Oh, 100% hot take.
When you watch him play,
I like that take.
Yeah, I'm like, wow,
he does.
Like, this guy's good.
That goal he scored on the edge of the box where he done it with his feet and come
Norwich,
in. And, oh my god! Like you can see the boy can play. He's just been injured.
Yeah,
and when he was at Barnsley, he was more of the main man than Morris was.
Exactly.
So he can play. He's just been injured. And when I see that photo of him, Adebayo, and Morris doing the shooting practice and that, I was like, oh, the boys are coming in hot. We're going to be good. We're staying up. Maybe Conference League. Maybe Europa Conference League, a late push.
Can you imagine? That would be unbelievable.
Oh, wow. Wow. Living in Europe.
Yeah, go on.
I was going to say, have any of our pre-season fixtures been...
No. I understand why it's been a bit like all over the place because of the stadium. Like, it's causing us so many issues. But yeah, new kit we're waiting for.
Yeah, I keep seeing loads of concept kits online.
So nice.
Bare people were like sharing. I'm thinking, what? So this is the kit because I'll buy it now.
But they are unbelievable. I don't know if we ever would do something like this. I wish we go to like a designer who makes these concept kits and go like, right, we want this concept.
Yeah, why don't they do that though? Because our kits are shit. Linus come on here last time, like telling us when the kits were all down low and he was modelling, he was like, best kits we've ever done. He's like, best kits we've ever done. And I looked at my face, Jabroni, your swag's dry.
I don't think they're that bad though. Like
the white one's nice.
The white one's alright, yeah.
I can't remember what the white one looked
like. The
white
one
got the orange and navy up here with the... And it's white.
I need to see a picture of it. I think I normally get like one kit, one top out of the 4, which we...
The orange was nasty, man.
I think I actually got the orange one.
Yeah, I did not like the
navy
orange.
one weren't that bad either.
I don't.
But I don't understand why we... I don't understand this. Why are we having blue navy? It doesn't make sense.
Orange, white or black. Yeah. The 3 colours don't change.
I don't understand this blue navy.
I agree with you with the colours, but I genuinely didn't think it was a bad looking kit though. Like,
it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but it was not nice. I didn't think personally, in my personal
do the clubs have preference on what the design is, or is it like... They said Umbro or Puma or whatever.
I don't know if you guys saw the video, but #United had a sponsorship with Hummel, and for whatever reason, like all the Hummel kits, the company, because Hummel are like a Norwegian brand, they hire like this company called Elite, which went bankrupt in England, and they provided Southampton's and Everton's kit, but they were saying in that YouTube video that you talk to them like a year prior, before even releasing the kit, and you go through so many, so you do have an actual say. So they can easily go to a concept guy and go like, give us a design and we will put it forward to the team at Hummel or whatever, Umbro in our case,
see what we can do. And then they want to put their probably own little spin on it as well, but it could still look nice because some of these kits are looking nice.
We're going a little bit more retro the last couple of seasons. One of the kits has just been, this is like our 90s, 80s style kit. And I'm a Umbro.
I'm a plain guy. I think that if they just made them plainish, they would look nice.
You know the goalkeeper kit, like the black one?
They're nice.
Yeah,
I said this because they had a grey one with where they had a pattern at the top where it was like orange and white. I was like, if that was just white with that at the top, that's a nice kit. Yeah. That's a nice kit. So, goalkeeper kits are always nice, though. I think
they are. I really like because Adidas are dropping like a Man United version like of the old kit. You know, like the 3 stripes of the originals, but the Luton ones back in the day were like.
I like this one. What's this
that one's
nice, but that one's kind of plain though, which I like.
Yeah,
it's plain. It's nice. It's a nice. I think the sponsors sometimes can ruin it.
Yes.
Star Platforms. I'm nothing against the boys at Star Platforms. I like being sponsored by Luton companies on Luton. I love that. it's not a nice.
I think if they just kept it like obviously. They are promoting their brand, aren't they? But if they just said Star Platforms without the logo, or just had the logo, like I think it would have.
It wouldn't look as bad. Yeah, I do like that kit there. The logo, small Bedford, like it's nice.
It was black, but the amount of washing.
It was black.
Yeah, I think it was black actually. I don't know
because it does look navy.
It looks blue, don't it? Now I think it was black when I first got it.
Still though, that's a nice size. It's a nice logo. Like the Utila one we have is quite nice.
Yeah,
it's not a bad sponsor for the shirt.
It'd be interesting to see what our sponsors will be for this year. But we need, no disrespect to the local Luton companies, but we do need money. Like, please give it. Like, you're going to get seen by millions this year. Like, in fact, it probably 100 times the viewership from last year.
Yeah, I think it is. When I was watching someone else talk about it, he sponsors QPR. On one of his YouTube videos, he was saying like the jump from Championship to the Premier League is like huge sponsorship wise. Because he was saying if they got to the Premier League, I'd probably have to withdraw sponsorship just because.
Oh yeah, you just really be able to afford it.
That's why all the companies are like betting companies.
Yeah, there's
a rule coming into place. I think it's 2025 though, isn't it?
Yeah, you have to stop. I think.
Yeah, like because I see Gary Lineker tweeted it the other day that there's a team that have got a betting company this year in the Premier League.
How mad is it? You can be the team can be sponsored by a betting company, but if a player bets, they get massive bans.
Imagine a 16-year-old making his debut for a Premier League side, can't even bet, it's not allowed to, and yet he's sponsoring a betting company.
Yeah. It just doesn't. The rules so backwards. If the players are not allowed to bet, you shouldn't be allowed to be sponsored by a betting company.
Yeah.
I think stuff like that, like genuinely, you should not be allowed to advertise it.
Yeah,
same with just be able to do it. You're not allowed to advertise like alcohol. No, sorry, cigarettes. Are you in the UK? Yeah. I think alcohol and like betting should be the same.
Yeah,
but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, no,
I think so as well.
Well, especially we're promoting addiction every week, aren't we? Like millions. So. They wonder why we've got a problem in this country.
We have cocaine on the front. Cocaine Bear. We'll be sponsoring Cocaine Bear. What was your feelings towards Rob Edwards when he first took over?
I was actually not happy with the appointment originally. I was like, I don't want someone who's former Watford. That I was quite adamant on that. But I was more annoyed with the way he left Forest Green. And the disrespect. It reminded me of how Nathan Jones left us. Like, he had a season with Forest Green. Obviously, won him. I think he won the league with them in League Two, and then just left. And then the Forest Green fans were like, he's proper disrespected us. He didn't even notify the club. And I didn't.
It was a bit messy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a bit messy.
I remember seeing it on Sky Sports.
I don't like. Yeah. So I was kind of like,
Well, or he had not notified the club, but come out and said he's left, or something weird. Or Watford had announced it, and Forest Green didn't even know. He hadn't even told him. Something weird went on. I remember seeing that.
It was like a really toxic thing about that, and I was like, I don't know if I want this guy to come in. And then, to be fair, he talks a good game in his press conferences and interviews and stuff like that. But he made it up for me. You know, I thought, okay, yeah, you won us promotion, beat Watford. I'm like, yeah, okay, you're good. I like you. But as long as he doesn't, it's like there's no repeat of what happened there. Then I'm happy.
We got a little bit of PTSD from Nathan Jones, didn't we? A little bit. Like, now we see other managers come in, because we know what kind of club we are. But then I think that's a good pull. Like, Luton's a good place. It's not a bad place to live if you live in surrounding areas. It's not a bad place. Like, you're close to London, you're close to the airport, you got all the train lines. So it is a good place.
And you're not coming into a broken football club. Like, the structure of the football club is like, you don't have to come in and like Man United, for instance, right now, a broken football club, like from top to bottom. Yeah. Whereas Luton, you go in, you're like already secure.
Yeah, the infrastructure's
unbelievable. Yeah.
Like, the only thing that would be like, I don't know if this would bother managers though. It'd just be like the look of like the stadium or the look of. Would that bother managers? I don't think it would really. Like, the change room not being that nice and stuff like that. I don't know. Like,
I think as long as you've got the facilities to work with, you can't really complain. Like, our training ground.
The training ground's really nice now.
Yeah, it's like it's decent level. Yeah, okay, it could get improved in certain areas.
But it is though. It is getting improved because they recently last year built a gym there, like a company, like a gym. Proper high tech gym. Yeah,
because I know they're like round the corner from David Lloyd's as well, and they go up there and do like sauna, gym. and stuff like sauna and swimming pool. They will like hire it out, or they use the the meeting rooms for like Pilates and stuff like that. Because I've seen I don't know if they'll be doing that now. It's Premier League, but they do use it.
It wouldn't surprise me if they.
Yeah. So they are situated. They have got a good thing going on there.
Yeah. Solid.
But yeah, I'm a big fan of Rob Edwards now. I know what you're saying. That he did leave in a bit of a weird way.
One thing I just don't want to happen is like we're going to give him a lot of time. Yeah. So we're gonna. So this season's a free hit for him. Like even if we were to get relegated, I can't see us sacking him because we kind of know where we are as a football club. So then he's going to get given another opportunity if we were to go down in the Championship to do things. I just don't want him to jump ship when a bigger club comes in for him, because it probably will happen. But I just want him to show us a little bit of loyalty, which we shown him. Like we trusted him. We gave him an opportunity of being a Premier League manager. Show us that bit of respect back. Yeah. But then again, that doesn't happen in football. So
it's just hard, isn't it?
Like going back to Nathan Jones, because he did it to us twice.
I think the second time was different though, because it was done the correct way.
Yeah, but
I think
with him, it's just like you look back in his whole journey, and like if he would have stayed at Luton from the beginning. Like, he most probably would have been in Rob Edwards' situation eventually. Like, he would have got them to the Premier League at some point, I think. It was inevitable, I think, personally.
Yeah, it's a bit hard, because I felt like he got rid of, like, throughout the journey, we got rid of some key people who was part of him, like his way of coaching, like Steve Rutter. When we got him in League One, the assistant manager, he was unbelievable, and without him, we were never one promotion to the Championship. And then he left, and then we kind of missed something. And then he brought in Chris Cohen and Alan Sheehan, which had their own something. But I still felt we were still missing something. So I don't know. If he stayed completely, then I think the journey would have been
a lot smoother.
Yeah, I don't think we would have struggled as much as we did in the first season in the Championship.
That's what I kind of was implying.
I don't think the style of football also wouldn't have changed that much. I think it changed dramatically when he came back the second time. I know we became a lot harder to beat, but I don't think he really wanted to play that way. Mm. Like in League 2, League 1, we played that diamond. It was attractive. It was fast flowing football. I think he wanted to continue that, but because he left, you just can't do that.
Did he start to play the style of football you thought he would have? Because I remember you said about you think it was going to be a lot more attacking, a lot more going forward. Did he start to play that football? Did you see it while he was there from the start of this season?
No, you didn't see it we were missing stuff. I think we got found out. Like at home, we couldn't win, we couldn't break teams down, but then away from home, we could snatch the 1-0 away win and stuff like that. But yeah, at home, we missed something. We just didn't have that creativity going forward. I was getting bored, if I'm being honest, watching us play. I was like, there's nothing in us. And if you told me after we got beat by Wigan, lost 2-1 that day, we were 1-0 up, conceded 2 goals in the last 10 minutes, that we would go on to win promotion to the Prem, I'd be like, nah, definitely not. But then Edwards came in, couple of changes, done the trick.
So he took out some players that Nathan Jones really liked. Like Lansbury was playing a lot under Nathan Jones.
Yeah.
Stopped. Freeman was playing a lot under Nathan Jones.
That Freeman was his favourite.
I couldn't understand that, because I think he slowed the game down. Every time he got the ball, he was looking for a big pass, or he was taking loads of touches. And I was just thinking, the way Luton plays, like, get the ball, move it forward quick. Like, let's catch teams quick on the break.
Yeah.
And he would slow it all down. And we were not great at breaking teams down. So now everyone's behind the ball again. We're kind of like, pass it left, pass it right, pass it back. And
we was also relying on Bree's deliveries, like from set pieces, to get us goals. And I was like,
I'm a way bigger fan of drama than Bree.
I like Bree. I think we kind of forced it too much. We became like, we have to have Bree in the side. We have to use him at some point. But then drama, I thought with him, this is maybe a bit controversial, but his pace got him out of trouble a lot of times.
He
got beat quite easily. But if he didn't have the pace, I don't know what would happen.
I just think he's a better defender. I think Bree's way better at going forward because of his delivery. I just thought Drama was a good defender. Like when I seen him in them one-on-one situations, like you said, maybe he got beat and they got rounded, but he kind of done a Wan-Bissaka where he'd come back around and win the last-minute block or get a toe to it to kick it out.
Yeah.
But then when you don't remember the first bit when you see the second bit when he wins the challenge.
Maldini who say like if you've got to make a tackle, you've not defended correctly or something like that. I kind of understand that.
I like that, but then because I watch Man United a lot as well, and I look at Wan-Bissaka and he makes the tackle, like the slide tackle, look like effortless.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So there is an art to it.
Yeah, but then that season that Van Dijk had, where he was just unbelievable. He was standing up, and no one could get past him. So there definitely is, like you said, Maldini, man, what a legend! What a legend.
Who do you think we're going to get to that right back position? Because I don't think we're going to get Drama.
I think it's going to be a surprise. Yeah,
because I think they're going to ask for too much money.
Well, I think he's going to be first. He's going to be first choice right back in the Championship for Leeds. I think they'd be silly not to. He's at that age now where I think he just needs to play week in, week out, and just improve and get better. I don't even think they've appointed a manager. Have they appointed a manager yet, Leeds?
No, I'm not sure. I don't think they have.
I think they're going to struggle.
They are. I think they're going to stay down.
Yeah.
Because that Championship, wow, I'm glad we're out of it.
Yeah.
It's 17 years the last time when they went down. It took them to get back up, wasn't it? I think it was 17.
Yeah, it took them.
It is brutal in the Championship.
But this season is mental.
Yeah, this season all the big clubs are in the Championship, man. Like, it's crazy.
They're saying it's like one of the worst Premier League seasons, and I'm looking at the Premier League teams, and I'm like, "Are you sure? Like, this is hard." Like,
yeah, I don't know. I think I think Burnley might struggle. I think they play good football, but I think they might struggle in the Premier League.
Well, company's brought them back like 3 weeks early. I'm like, what are you doing?
Because they've got no. I was saying this to someone the other day. I was like, with Luton, I don't get me wrong. I think we're going to struggle away from home, but we've got that Kenilworth Road. Like, we've got that thing where we can come back to and go, if we can win the home games, like small pitch, teams are not going to want to come here. It's a bit shitty. Everyone's on top of you. We've got that advantage there. Burnley have not really got an advantage anywhere. Their pitch is a Premier League pitch. They're going to be playing Premier League teams home and away. Like them and Sheffield United, I think, might struggle. I think we might do all right this season. I think the struggle will be if we stay up, it'll be the season after. I
actually think that it get better.
Yeah, because I heard you compare us to Brighton.
Yeah,
about the way the club was run.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, definitely Brighton follow what they have done. Brentford what they've done. But I think with Burnley we were playing them so early. Like, I think second game of the season. I'm like, oh, no, a bit later. But it could be the best time. I feel like we're playing Brighton at the best time because I feel like they will get better as the season goes on.
Yeah, I think if you
Chelsea,
play any of them good times,
Brighton are good the first game.
Brighton
of the season.
Brighton are a good team.
Of the season last year, and they beat us, Man United, didn't they? So, I've got a question for you on regards to like the club and stuff. Because one of our mates was like saying to me the other day he would like us to stay up and hopefully get bought out by like a
hell no.
I agree with you. I said I don't think that would be good for a club like us.
I wouldn't mind an investor to come in and go like, I want to invest money into the club, but the current system in place, it has to be fan owned. Because if we go back down this avenue of being brought by a foreign club, we lose what is Luton, essentially, what we've built over the last 10 years. All that will go down the drain.
I'd rather be a League One team with fans who love the club than be a Premier League team with Saudi owners pumping loads of money into it.
I know Newcastle fans are loving it, yeah.
But Newcastle were a big club back in the day, so I think it's a bit different. Luton have never been... Luton have been a club, but they've always been that gritty, grimy, like... fan club, whereas Newcastle, because they were a big club, they feel like they deserve to be there.
Like I said, I really like. I know that the money, it does affect like the money and the whole bracket of your league, but I do like what Germany do with. Most of their clubs are 51% fan owned.
Yeah, that's the rule.
I think that would be like, I know it would benefit like the bigger clubs like Man United and stuff because of how many fans they have over the world, but. I genuinely think that the 51% rule would be great.
Yeah, I like
football.
the 51% rule, but
it's a business at the end of it.
Yeah, it is a business. But yeah, I'm with you. I wouldn't want like investment. Fine,
I'll take that.
But then I think Gary Sweet and that they wouldn't just.
I think we do have investors now. I think we've got like one of the guys from Sony who invests and a local businessman who's quite wealthy who invests in the club. But yeah, I feel like we're taking investors. but not like like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
What they're doing, though, I really
what they're doing is pretty good. Like it does look good for Wrexham, and they are doing a lot with the fans. I think it's a bit different if it's like a Ryan Reynolds and that, because they're doing a lot with the fans.
Yeah,
but I think if you just get a random American owner like Todd Bowley or something like that, he's just doing it for business.
Yeah. You see the Huddersfield one. So they've just recently been brought out by an American firm, or I don't know who they are, but he literally came out on his interview and went, "I never heard of Huddersfield 3 days ago." And I'm like, "You've just brought a club which you've never ever heard of."
It's not good, is it? It's not good, man.
So okay, yeah, a billionaire tries to buy Luton, but you're not going to get us, man. You're just not going to do it.
Yeah,
unless he's a Luton fan and he's a billionaire, then I'm all for it. Well, I don't understand either. But yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, no, I'm with you with that one. I think it will lose the whole aura of what the club is.
Stay in Luton.
Yeah.
I seen a graphic, was it like about a month ago, of the net spend of each Premier League club.
Yeah,
did you see that? There was like 220 million from Chelsea was like the highest, and then you got us down here, it was like 1.8.
Well, we were the lowest team in the Championship, or one of the. I think we were 22nd in the league for the cost of the squad last season.
Yeah, probably.
I think we were 22nd.
Wage structure as well with bottom as well.
So, and it's mad to think. So, do you know what the perfect thing with Luton's journey to the Premier League is? It's not done by money.
No.
It's done by like gritty, hard work. Not even the best players. Exactly. Not even the best players. Like players who were at their clubs and got Dan Potts was at West Ham, got released.
Yeah,
Pelly at West Ham.
Squad players from other teams as well. Like other team who
even
never got
Carlton
into
Morris. I think you
Carlton
said it
Morris
yesterday.
relegated. 7 goals, his highest ever goals.
Someone tweeted it and was like, "Oh, what a bargain this turns out to be." But it's like when we bought him, that was actually
it wasn't a bargain. It was a risk.
Yeah,
like he wasn't.
Yeah, someone. I was saying that in the chats because they tweeted like, "What a bargain," because it was like 1.3 million or something. It was our highest spending on a player.
Yeah.
To me, that's not it's turned out to be a bargain. It wasn't a bargain though. It was a fucking risk.
Yeah.
His highest goals he scored was 7. So you don't know what play. We didn't know what player we were getting. We could have got a 7-goal Morris,
like you said.
But we got a dog.
The recruitment, the proof is in the pudding with Luton, man. It's just
time and time. That's what I mean. They wouldn't spend 1.3 million if they didn't know what they're doing.
No, that's true. Yeah. They said they watched him for a while as well.
Well, Mick Arthur does. Like his eye for a player is just unreal.
It's brilliant.
It's so good.
And Cooley Woodrow, I didn't even realise he was in the squad that won the European Cup. With Cole and Rio and that. Not Cole and Rio, Cole and Jay and stuff like that, and Jamal Lewis.
Yeah.
He was in that squad that won in 2009, I want to say. 2011 or 2009.
I think that was a bit before him, but he's 28, Woodrow, and you think...
no, I feel like I've seen his name on the list.
Was he definitely on the team? Because we sold him quite early, Woodrow, because of Fulham wanted him. He was the most expensive teenager.
When did we get the point deduction?
2000...
We had Woodrow in.
I think we had
non-league.
I think we the European Cup was in 2008. We had 2009.
It was the year before that because they were talking about scrapping the youth academy when that happened. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm sure I seen him on the list the other day when I was looking. I see Cooley Woodrow. Unless they've just added him to the list.
We have created some good talents, man, that are in the football league, haven't we, Luton?
It's something that's at the moment been something that needs to get reintroduced back in again because we're not really we haven't had any, and we spoke about this last year, I remember, but because we're doing so well. Well, we're progressing far too quick. None of these youth guys can catch up or get them developed into Premier League players. But that's why we've got to stay somewhere now for years. Hopefully Premier League.
Like I said,
do you see anyone coming through?
Well, he played... Was it Joe Johnson he played? He made a few sub-appearances last year.
Oh, yeah, he was decent, to be fair.
We've given him a pro contract. I don't know. If I'm being brutally honest, I don't know. I don't think this year we'll see one.
Because I keep seeing his Ed pop up, but have we sold him? Yeah, have we sold him to an Italian side? Lecce?
Yeah, he done really well in their development.
Yeah, and we sold him or we've loaned him there.
I think we sold him.
We sold him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I was looking at their retains and stuff as well, I was thinking because there's a few people that I've been told I think was it Noville.
Oh yeah, he's gone to Wimbledon.
Yeah, I was told by people that obviously that know him very well that he would do very well, and I thought maybe we'd keep on to him, but then he had that injury, didn't he, as well? So I don't know. It just depends.
Well, I think we've just been progressing too quick on the pitch.
Yeah,
and they just
I
can't.
think
So. We can't develop them quick enough, really. But they done well last year. Like McCormack's under 18s done really well, which is quite good to have actually former Luton players who know the club, know the system, know the pathway, actually become coaches with us.
Yeah.
That's quite. I do
Keeps
like
it
that.
into the club.
I think we've got
doesn't it?
so many. We've got Alex Lawless, Paul Benson, McCormack, Adrian Forbes as well. I think Wayne Turner. So it's
John Steele's back, isn't he?
No,
he's not. I thought he was doing
just
something.
Like a guess, weren't it? Just to talk about it.
I thought he was doing something with the club. I thought
He's
he was
the man that started it all.
Yeah, he was. I think
he was doing press conference and that, wasn't he? Yeah,
love
I seen him.
Yeah, no.
What a guy, man.
But who's someone you want to see us sign by the end of the window? For you personally, doesn't have to be the most realistic signing, but if you had the money, we're not saying stupid money, but if you, with our budget we've got now, who do you think's like we need to sign them?
Well, Chelsea came out. I think I saw like an article, and they want to put a lot of their youngsters out on loan, like they typically do every single year. But there's this one player, and I watched him at England Under-20s World Cup. I only watched him for one game, but wow!
Is he the centre back?
No, the centre mid. His name's like Carney Chukwuka, I think, something like. He's like 18 years old. They signed him from Aston Villa from 25 million. And he played when Villa played Liverpool, where all their youngsters played or something like that. Yeah. And he was unreal. Honestly,
brilliant.
But he's better than Championship. And that is like a bold thing to say. But he played like 10 times for Chelsea off the bench last year. Played against Man United towards the end of the season as well. Started. He's unreal. I've never, you know, when you like watch a player for the first time and he just stands out. For me, I looked around. I was saying to the guys, do you know how good that player is? Like, unreal. The ball's sticking to his feet. He's just gliding. I go, he's gonna go somewhere. We need to get him in quick.
That wouldn't be bad though to get a few of these loan players.
Like I would love him. If not, that Joe Pirro from Swansea.
Oh yeah.
Bags of goals, but we've just signed a striker, haven't we? So I don't know.
What about you, Diaz?
Not definitely. I keep seeing us being linked with I've seen Lascelles get chucked about, and I was like, I do not.
That's not bad.
Listen, I've seen this guy. Yeah. Listen, when you think of Lascelles, you think right. He was the captain for Newcastle, a lot of Premier League experience. He is fucking crap though. Honestly, I might be saying it. I might be being a bit too harsh, but I've watched. This guy has a red card in him every other game. He has. When Newcastle were at their nearly getting relegated before Eddie Howe took over, and they were just scraping by, he was starting every game, and I was watching Newcastle fans say, "We need this fucking guy off the pitch because he's costing us games." So I don't think I'm not saying he wouldn't fit in our team because he might in our system. But I just think off them little things, I don't know if I'd want him, man. I really don't know if I'd want him.
I saw some Newcastle fans go like, "Oh, he's the perfect Luton player because he's physical. He'll get in. Like he fits the mould." Which
maybe he would do a lot better. Maybe at Newcastle, he's expected to be more of a football player than whereas at Luton he might be. Yeah, he might be expected to just be get the fucking ball out of there.
Yeah. No, Newcastle want to win the Premier League. Their fans now, right? So
maybe
even when they were scraping relegation, they still wanted to win the Prem.
I also see we're linked with that Spurs centre back. Is it Tanganga?
Oh yeah, the right wing back.
I've seen that. He's a really good. I think he's really good.
Is he a right wing back? I thought he was a centre back.
I think Mourinho moved him to right wing back, and that's what kick-started it for him. And he's kind of stayed in.
I thought he was really good when I watched him first. Kind of breakthrough for Tottenham.
Amazon Prime was good.
Yeah,
that's when I first.
Is that when you watched him?
Yeah.
I think he's. I thought he was decent. So I wouldn't mind something like that.
Young, he's still got plenty of years to improve.
My one would have been seeing Dewsbury Hall back there because I think he's.
They hated him last year, Leicester. He was getting a lot of.
He was
because it was his first season as a main starter as well, wasn't it? For them,
yeah, he
for every single game.
He was getting blamed quite a lot.
Yeah,
for a lot of the goals they were conceding. I was like, oh, that's a bit harsh. I don't know. He's one of their own.
Would he fit though the mould of Luton now with the way we?
Yeah, I still think he will. I think he's a Luton type of player, but I don't whether or not we do need just centre mid just to add competition. So I don't know.
How do you think Clark will fare in the Premier League?
Oh, he's unreal.
Yeah,
he's
so unreal. I think him
that goal he scored was brilliant.
I don't know how to. Is it Doherty or Doherty?
I think it's Doherty.
Yeah, it's Doherty. Yeah. I think both of them are going to do really well in the Premier League.
Yeah,
I think they're going to do well in the Premier League. I think they'll surprise.
Quite good with Alfie though. Last year was his first full season at staying majority of it fit, but also his best ever like goal contributions as well. Like he's never ever had as good as a season as he did last year. So the fact that he did it,
yeah.
And then
You're not really keen on him, are you?
I'm not. I don't think he's a bad player. He's got a great delivery. He is pacey. He's not a bad defender. I just think if he can't beat a player, like if the player that's marking him's faster than him, he still tries to do the same thing every single time. He tries to run down the wing and cross it in. Even he done it against Millwall, and the guy was just clearly faster than him, and he tried to run down the wing and cross it in, and he didn't get round him once. He done the same thing at Middlesbrough. With that guy, I know the guy was really good. I don't know, he was like the number 3, and in the second half he was tearing Luton up at home. It was when Luton were at home. I can't think of his name. And he was good. But I was just thinking, why do you keep? It's just little things like that with him. But I heard a few people at the final moan about him going forward and not coming back sometimes as well. But that's just in the heat of a game, I suppose. Sometimes when you go forward, you make them big runs. Sometimes it is hard to. But as a whole, he's better than anything we've got, and he's better than anything we've had at that position.
I'd rather him play left wing back than Amari Bell.
Oh, no, 100%. I don't think Amari Bell's nowhere near as good enough going forward. But Amari Bell's really good at the back because he's so quick. I think it's
made him. Well, for me, I didn't like him because for me, there was potential to go forward a lot. When he go forward, there was potential to do a lot better than what he was doing. I thought defensively, I don't think he was as good. But then since going to left side of centre half, it's kind of like transformed him as a Luton player.
Yeah.
Now he has
he's more comfortable there.
Yeah, he looks a lot better. But whether or not he would do that in the Prem, I don't know.
But there was a few times last season where a few of the goals come from crosses where he weren't watching his man. Especially, Huddersfield, that was his man at the back post.
Yeah, then he made up for it and scored, didn't he?
So it's...
The Premier League, they're gonna realise quickly that they're gonna get... If you make one mistake, that's it.
It's over. And I think I think not having VAR in the Championship kind of saved us a lot because I think we get a bit tussly from corners, like in our own box. Lockyer is grabbing shirts, man. He's grabbing shirts. What do you think? He's not signed a contract yet, has he?
Hopefully it'll be soon.
Do you think he will though?
He's got to. Like,
do you think medicals and stuff are how? Like from what happened is.
He got given the old clear though, didn't he? So I think they say they're operating him. He's got to have a heart operation, but it was only like a certain component to the heart which they needed to do. But I thought he got given the all clear to like return.
Is that what it was? A heart issue?
Yeah, something in his heart didn't work like it should normally do, but they've fixed the issue now.
I think it kind of made it beat irregular for a certain period. Yeah, like that's what it did, and then they have fixed it.
Apparently, it is common. They were saying.
Well, they're high performance athletes, man.
Yeah.
They're probably not meant to be pushing their body to the limits. They're pushing their body.
100% not. No.
Them sort of things happening, we shouldn't look at it as a shock. Like, you know, some people like Aguero wouldn't play again, but then Eriksen's like playing with a pacemaker.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
I want to say Eriksen's got a pacemaker.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, wow.
And he plays with it, yeah. So you can, and then there's the vaccine. I ain't going to get onto the vaccine conversation with that and the heart stuff.
That's what everyone says when someone collapses.
He's had a vaccine. Has he been double jabbed, this man? Yeah. So I don't know about all of that, but hopefully he does sign because he was an important. Well, who was your player of the season? Was he your player of the season? Personally,
yeah, like, he was good throughout the whole season. Like you kind of got to. You got to go. First half of the season was him. Like, well, he was the only fit centre half at one point, and you kind of were just relying on him every week. But yeah, and then towards the end, getting a few goals as well. He gets us proper. He reminds me of like a Danny Hilton, but as a centre half. Like, winds opposition fans up, and winds the players.
He gets into some wars.
I do like this guy.
Did your confidence drop a little bit in the playoff final when he went off?
And final word. To be fair, I was going through so many emotions, and I was also working at the same time, which was so annoying. I kind of like messaged my dad. I was like, "Oh no, we're in trouble here." So yeah,
because that's what the feeling was around the stadium.
The whole stadium was like quiet for like the next.
And
10,
then
15
Riesberg comes on and performs,
mate, brilliant. Yeah, it was like outstanding.
It was
next man up mentality. Don't worry, like we got to get.
He had no time to think about it either. He kind of like straight in, right, go on, edit out. Let's go.
Probably the worst position as well to come on, and you don't change your back four normally.
You never really
change your back four. So to come on at centre half,
especially not your.
I don't even know his name. Gross.
Victor. Yeah, I got it.
You go first names. I'm going to start going first names.
The Swedish Victor.
Victor.
Yeah, I go Victor.
He got nullified, man, for the whole game, except he did make the assist. But other than that, he got nullified.
I think what done us favours when that Hammock came off. Cause he was doing it for them.
He's a good player, man.
But yeah, and then we got the second half, that extra time bit, and then that Taylor goal, man. I wish it stood. You know what's magic? If he passed, that goal would have stood. It's in the rules. Yeah, because basically, if the player himself does the handball and then scores, it has to be ruled out. But if he passed it and gave it to Morris, it would have counted. That's in the rules.
That's crazy. But
I think it's so sad
that's mental.
You know, like when you're playing football and you're taking a touch or something happens, your arms are moving.
Like, they need to just clarify and make this handball rule like better, because it's not.
You know, we should have actually had a penalty in the first half as well, because Lockyer headed it, hit the Commentary player's hand. His hand was out. It wasn't down by his side, and it's still.
They didn't even VAR that, did they? Yeah.
I didn't know what the one thing with VAR is. I didn't know what the fuck was going on in the ground.
That's what they. Well, at the Under-20 World Cup, what they did was they did like audio, so you could hear the.
Yeah, that'd be better.
But I think the Premier League turned it down, and they also turned down this season the automated offsides, which they had at the World Cup.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why would you turn down technology that's going to make your job easier instead of wasting 5 minutes of our lives?
Because
getting the lines out.
And another thing they didn't show the game really on the screens.
Do they not?
They showed like small, like I'm talking small highlights. So, but because Thingy should have had Jordan Clark. That was a penalty.
Yeah, everyone's he dived.
Everyone was like, he dived. But when you watch it back slow, the keeper does.
There's contact.
There's contact on his foot. And if we're saying contact's contact in the box, then that's a penalty.
Was you working at the ground or?
So I was in the Diego Maradona Stadium in Argentina when that was happening.
Right. So you're watching it on your.
I was on a stream because I couldn't find anywhere to watch it. Like I've got like a Now TV, but that was detecting my VPN. I was like, oh my god, how am I watching this game? Yeah. And then obviously with the game going to extra time, my game kicked off in Argentina, and I was like, oh no, like got to do two things at once. And then as the penalty shootout was happening, my game was like Brazil v Korea, I think it was. And Brazil scored 2 goals while that penalty shootout. So I'm like
tapping all these buttons.
Like and I'm going, yes. And then like that. And I'm like, get in. And then as soon as my game went to half time, that commentary player booted over. I went, bang, bang. Yeah. I went absolutely mental in the room. And obviously I'm with quite high up people, so I should be professional. I'm not going professional here. And then I start pouring out crying. And then like my director's going over to me and goes, well done. And he's Canadian, going like, well done, man, like in his stupid accent. And I'm like, yes. Yeah, that was brilliant.
Nah, that feeling was.
I cried for like a solid 15 minutes, and I had to like get over it.
Everyone in the ground was like, you were looking around, and everyone's faces were like, people were just crying in shock, holding their faces.
Yeah. We don't win playoffs.
It was just mental, man.
I thought we didn't do it because I went to Sunderland away for the first leg, and I thought at that point I was like, yeah, they're gonna go, they're going to the final. And then I was watching the second leg in Switzerland as I was going to Argentina, and I was like, we're playing unreal. I'm going to my mate, like, I'm holding his leg. Like, look at this, man, look.
I think we got the perfect team to play against in the final. I think if we played Middlesbrough on that pitch or Sunderland on that pitch, I think it could have been.
I actually wanted Middlesbrough because
you wanted Middlesbrough
because I thought we could do them. It would have felt even better to beat them because they were giving it all the big and we're massive, we're twice the size of your football club. We deserve it because we've got more fans. All this load of rubbish. But yeah, Coventry, we just couldn't beat each other, could we, throughout the whole season? Yeah. But then our rise with Coventry has been pretty much identical, really. But then Mark Robbins for them has done unreal.
He's done a really good job, man.
That second leg was special. Yeah, that was. I watched it on TV. I went at the game and the atmosphere just sounded incredible, man.
I keep saying this. Our atmosphere will win games of football.
That's what.
But I got told off on Twitter. Yeah. I went to Blackpool away. No, Blackpool at home. We beat. I think it was 2-1 or 3-1. The score. Petty scored. I think he scored 2 goals actually. I was in the Oak Road. I thought I'd change my seat for just one game only. And the atmosphere that day, I know it's against Blackpool. It's not going to be good, but I thought it was awful. And then I put like a tweet up saying like the atmosphere was absolutely appalling, considering even though we won, it was quite poor. And everyone was like, yeah, but you can't make fans sing and stuff. And I go, why would you go to a game?
Yeah.
Why go to a game? And just go sit down and go like this.
People were having arguing in Wembley because people were sitting down and then moaning at people. Someone was 2 rows behind me. 2 rows behind me. So he could fucking see over me anyway. And he was like, he moved the guy in front of him that was standing up, tapped me and goes, can you sit down, please? Some of us can't see. I goes, you're 2 rows behind me, bro. If I sit down, you still can't see because the guy in front of you standing up.
Yeah.
Like, and we were on the bottom row.
Yeah.
Go sit upstairs if you want to sit down.
Yeah. People were complaining because the way they put like the singing behind the goal, like apparently a lot of people were just buying them tickets and not wanting to sing. Like,
I think Luton fucked up with the tickets. Well, I know they tried to reward the fans, but I think they really fucked
per
up.
season ticket.
Yeah, I think that was a bit.
I think they
should have done probably 3 or 4.
Yeah.
With that, but yeah,
I benefited off it.
I don't think we were in control of where to put fans. I think because that system was doing it in batches, wasn't it? I don't know.
I don't think the
you could decide where you were sitting.
Oh, could you?
You could go and pick.
I went there, so
you could go because I went on. You could go and pick where you wanted to sit, and they said that like. I think it was 112, 113, 114 were like singing areas.
But like you said, because it was 6 tickets, you couldn't really buy 6 tickets together. So you'd have to buy random in that block.
Okay.
So you all could be sitting 6. Like everyone was, but people where they done the 6 season tickets, people, if they would have just done it 3 for season ticket holders, 1 or 2 for if you've been to this amount of games, 2 if you've been, and just done it in that, and then just general sale to the rest of the thing.
It never actually got to.
It never got to. No, it never. The general sale they done, you still had to have a reference. I forgot my reference. I don't know my reference, and you can't get a reset password if you don't know your reference because they don't do it by email. They do it by reference. So I set up a new account, but couldn't buy one because it's not registered as you've had an account for over like 2 weeks, something like that. Yeah. So I couldn't even buy one like through that as well. Yeah. But
there was a lot of like people.
I think they fucked up the
haven't
tickets.
Watched a Luton game in years.
No, it was full of just like families.
Yeah,
a lot of it.
I don't like that. Which
you can't stop.
You can't stop, but I think you can. You
regulate a little bit.
I think they could have regulated it better because if they would have done season ticket holders free, and then gone down in a list, the people that have never been to the games all season would have got general sale and it would have been up the top.
Yeah, that's what so it would have. You gave him the.
It would have. It would have been like, all right, we've not been to a game, but we get the worst seats. Like it's kind of the season ticket holders would have been able to just pick where they wanted to pick. Whereas people were just buying. Every season ticket holder got 6 tickets. Me and you could both be season ticket holders, go to games together, and now we've got 12 tickets.
Yeah, it is
and you're bringing 5 people. Like
then they would have been like, oh, mum, do you want to come? Oh, bring your sister. It's a big day for the town. And now we're in a stadium that people don't know the songs. The atmosphere's shit.
Yeah. My dad said the atmosphere
was the worst thing I've ever. But we went to Millwall away.
Apparently, Coventry, they done it really. My dad was saying like they were all in tune.
Oh, yeah, that's
really
when Coventry was singing that you could fucking hear it.
But then, from what like somebody said to me, that maybe they thought the same with us. Obviously, because we were like hearing it from where we were, and we kind of sounded out of tune. They might have heard it a little bit different.
Potentially.
But when they were singing all together, and it was loud.
It did sound loud. It did sound loud.
Because when they scored, or when the goal got disallowed, I'm thinking, damn, this atmosphere is just.
It sounded like an earthquake, man.
Well,
like
when I see the videos of when that penalty missed, it's like a
mate, it was unreal.
Wow. Yeah, it did sound mad.
I was well nervous watching that because all the penalties were like really good penalties.
Yeah, really
they
good
were.
penalties.
Well, I never had any hope with Ethan saving any of them. Like,
nah.
I was just like,
and he had a hamstring. He'd done his hamstring.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
but watching back the highlights,
he nearly come off though, didn't he? In extra time.
I was like, I trust Shay to save a few penalties.
Yeah.
Watching back the highlights though, that Darbo, he did not look confident at all.
No, like,
he looked up at the
you
fans,
could tell, like
but he's never scored a goal for Coventry. He's a right back. I don't know why he was taking a penalty, but fair enough for stepping up.
It was his last ever kick of a ball as well for Coventry.
Yeah,
he got
racially abused, which was
but
that's disgusting.
Yeah, all right, but we know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You can't stop people being nasty to other people on Twitter. It's horrible. It shouldn't happen, but it happens. And I hate it when people just like not complain about it, but they complain about it. I need to word what I'm going to say right here because it could fucking sound really bad. But you kind of have to expect it on social media. Because there's no,
you shouldn't do,
you shouldn't do, and it's not right. It's horrible and it's wrong, and we shouldn't live in a world like that. But we do live in a world like that. So you have to, like, maybe if you're going to be a professional footballer and you can't handle stuff like that, don't have social media. Or have social media private. And you say, you're pulling a face over there saying it shouldn't be like that. But this is the world we live in. We've got no choice. Like, you can't, there's no policing for Twitter. There's no banning for Twitter. You'll get banned if you talk about transgenders, but you ain't going to get banned if you call someone you know what I'm saying? So there's no policing.
It's just sad, isn't it? That's
it is sad. It is sad. But like Lukaku, I said it to Dad, when he missed that header against Man City, I goes, he's going to get racially abused now for that.
Yeah, well,
and he did.
It was becoming normality.
And he did.
Yeah,
but you have to. We shouldn't.
The camera.
But what I was saying is, it's not acceptable, and it shouldn't be. But it does happen. And maybe you should just, like, do you know what it is with me? They make such a big deal about it. I think the more you make a big deal about it, the people that have done it have won. Yeah. They just want people to talk about what's happened, like, and it be a big thing. If no one mentioned it and said nothing, I think they would generally, I think it would go down a lot.
Well, I think it will never go.
No, it will never go. It will never go. It will never go.
It's such a generational thing. I think it's getting better. I think with our generation, we're starting to like clamp out on it. But the problem is, it's the older generation who've passed it down, and then you still get that Brexit dad who's still talking about all this stuff while eating an Indian.
Brexit dad,
you know what I mean? That's what I call him. But you know, I get you. While eating an Indian on a Friday night, you know. So make it make sense. But
and I just want a little quick one on Milton Keynes. They got relegated.
Brilliant! Yeah,
is that a good feeling to you?
The town's buzzing
because I've seen a video of them arguing with the directors or something.
That's hilarious.
You've ruined this club. It was a failed social experiment and all of this.
You promised us Premier League football.
Yeah.
Well, they never were a club in the first place.
You robbed the club. You robbed the club. No, they're not. They're not.
Plus, like I said, I think I said it last year. Like, they don't have fans.
No.
And if you do meet an MK Dons fan, they support they support a top six side, and that's.
I think I read something the other day that the most amount of people they've had in there was for like a Comic-Con or something.
They get a concert or something like that.
They get more, like, the away fans bring more fans there than the home fans.
There's going to be like less than 8,000 in League Two next year for them, but it'd be majority away fans.
Because it's because they can come to they can bring a lot of fans.
Yeah,
they'll be able to sell.
End. Yeah, but they put them right in the gods now.
I hate when stadiums do that. Like Barcelona do it. Real Madrid
I know why they do it, because it intimidates them. It makes them not create as much noise.
I just think you're bringing someone into your stadium. You shouldn't sit them in the shittest seats.
But then Luton, we can't really argue. Well, this is what our shitto is.
But at least they're down low. Like Newcastle, you're right in the rafters.
Are they going to get the whole of Oak Road?
No.
You don't think they will?
We're still selling season tickets in the Oak Road.
Oh, it's still going to be. So they're only going to get
1,000.
Whoa.
Yeah, only
that's good, man. Like that is good.
And then in the Bobistan, which is getting redone now, there'll be some tickets there, but there'll be restricted view.
Yeah.
So, but that's it. Yeah. Then all the media lot. It's gonna be like over 60 VAR cameras and stuff like that, which is gonna be fun every week.
The only thing about the thing that I don't like about obviously the cameras, all the vans and stuff are there. Like when you're going up and you got to like if you're going through like. Is it Kenilworth Road?
Yeah.
When you're going up there, it's like...
I still cars on a match day try and go up there and try and go down it. You would have thought after all these years, like the stadium has not been there for 5 minutes. It's been there for hundreds of years. Well, hundreds of
years. Look at your phone and see if Luton are playing.
Yeah.
If they are, you just wouldn't drive around Berry Park that day.
It's the same with MK as well. You don't really go to the stadium.
No, I won't go to the Nando's over there if Milton Keynes, if it's a match day. I'll just stay away from them.
The good thing about Milton Keynes, though,
there's a few.
You can always... Well, yeah, there's a few. But also... Like if a particular area is busy, you can avoid it.
Yeah.
Easily. Yeah. There's different alternatives. That's why I love living there.
Yeah.
Like you can find a different alternative. But I was a bit of an idiot yesterday and went past the stadium when the England women's game was just finished. That was a sellout apparently as well.
Was it?
So I was like, it's in the queue and I was like, oh done
No.
It was only a 15-minute delay, so it's all right.
The women's use that stadium quite a lot, don't
Yeah,
they?
He needs money, the guy, so he rents it out.
He's renting out to Comic-Con.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And you just started your sports agency as well.
Oh, yes.
You want to tell everyone a bit about that and what you're actually doing with it?
So I've started it up because my mates, they always come to me for like football advice, and I like to say, like from someone, maybe because I haven't played I have played, but I just never, knee injury and all that. But I feel like I know I'm a good person to speak to on an opinion, on like, okay, look, I feel like you should go about this way. Like if there's like a coach thing with training, or I feel like the coach is on my back. I feel like I'm that good voice to have. And my mate always comes up to me and goes like, mate, you're like my go-to, like you're like my football agent. I was like, yeah, I like the way you said that actually. And then he was just like, he came back from America recently and he was like, oh, could you help me find a club? And then I told him what to do, and I went, go online, go find the Step 5 coaches, or find a level in non-league and approach them. And he did that. He listened to my advice, and he got a trial. And he's currently playing for that team now. And I'm like, and he's like, oh mate, if it weren't for you telling me that, like I wouldn't have got to where, like, wouldn't be trying out for this team. And I thought to myself, you know what, I'm actually quite good at doing this. And so I thought, I help more people out, and that's what I've been doing recently. I've got more and more players, trials at non-league clubs, and I'm like, I'm actually not bad at this. I should actually do something about it. So I thought, oh, okay, right, I'm going to start an agency up, because being a football agent in England, it's very expensive. You have to, and to be a legal one as well, you have to go through the FA, pay like a £500 like fee, and then every year you have to renew it, and it's like £250. And then if you work with elite athletes, you then have to go through the like a agent exam with FIFA. Like it's really like legit. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna see where this goes, and I have like a little side project with what I do as my main job, and just help players find clubs.
Yeah,
and that's what I really want to do. Just help players go like, okay, you want to find a club, you're like 19, whatever, you want to play first team football. Okay, I'll help you find a club, and just
just giving them that bit of guidance in the right direction.
And then if they want to use me as an agent, like I know contract law, so if they need advice on contracts, I can help. Just be. I feel like when you're also with your mates as well, your mates are going to tell you what you want to hear. Where I feel like I'll just tell you straight, like, I'm not been playing, and I went, have you been working hard enough? Have you been hitting the gym, or have you been going training? I can be like that direct voice, or like, and I just like the idea of it as well, just helping people find clubs and being that guy.
You seem like you're perfect for it.
Yeah.
I feel like you're going to do well.
Thank you.
And we'll link it all down below as well for anyone who is looking.
I actually need to start building it up. That's the one thing I need to do.
I'm
but
sure
with Twitter doing this thing recently,
we know people as well that we might be able to
message me.
And
I'll do what I need to do.
Because I have somebody that I play football with on a Sunday. He's a very good player, and he I think at the moment is trying to get around. He's been at the likes of Tottenham and stuff like that. So I might,
because a lot of people, they just don't know what to do. Like they'll go, oh, I want to play like step 5 or step 6 or step 4, whatever step you want to play at. I don't know how to get there. I don't know what to do. And like, I can do pretty much the job which you want to do, like which is contact a coach. I can do that on your behalf, and I have done that already. I've had a good at least over 60% like response back from coaches. Some are like a little bit like put off by it because they're gonna be. I'm brand new, but a lot of them have responded and gone, oh, I'm looking for a left winger, I'm looking for a left back. I've managed to find a guy a trial at a club in Derby for September. He's going to uni. And season starts now, like pre-season, but I've still managed to get him a training session ready for September. So that's basically what I want to try and do, just help players get clubs. And
also another thing as well, with, like you said, a lot of players are scared to go directly to the club just in case they get told no. Whereas if they have that person that can go and do that for them, it doesn't seem like as much pressure for them. So I definitely think it's a good... and
I'm also not charging them either. Like I'm building the profile up. I want to do it for free for now, and then when I get to a point where I can be officially licensed by the FA, then I can start charging. But I wouldn't like charge like ridiculous amount of money. Be like look, if I help you find a club, you just give me like a little, not like an admission fee, I don't know.
Yeah.
Something along those lines, and just help them, and go from there.
No, that's wicked. I think a lot of people like that as well, to be fair. But I will link all that below.
Thank you.
What's season prediction?
17th. Yeah.
Staying up.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that.
Easily staying up, or is it a dogfight at the end?
We got Fulham last game of the season. If you're telling me now that we're in a fighting chance, all we got to do is win on the
home or away. Is that game?
Home. Last home game of the season, mate.
Boys are staying up.
Doing it. I can't wait for midweek games at Kenny. I think we got Arsenal on a midweek, and I'm like, I like that. I think have you seen our December? The teams we've got to play all at home. Man City, Manchester. I think Manchester United as well. Like Newcastle. And I'm like, wow, this is it is stacked. You know, we've got Sheffield United on Boxing Day. I thought there was like a Boxing Day rule where you play local sides on Boxing Day because it's Christmas.
No, I never thought that.
No, they try to do that. They try and do that.
Because in the EFL, that's definitely a rule. Like,
in the EFL, they definitely do, but in the Premier League, I don't think they do.
Like what? Like that 2 teams in London. I'm like, come on, man! You could at least put us next door.
Yeah,
that is true. That is true. They could have just done all the London teams and all the Northern teams. But
it all depends on because of the TV rights in the Premier League. Like they want to, maneuver it for the
Amazon
TV
Prime
companies.
do Boxing Day fixtures, which I could potentially work on.
Yeah, that'd be good for you, man.
Yeah, mate, I'm going to request every Luton. My boss knows now. Like every time I book a holiday off, he goes, Luton playing? I went, yeah. It's just simple with him. And then he goes like, can't give you off. And I went, I'm missing a big game because you're saying no to me, right? And then we just have like a little like grin. And then he's like, so if I was to give you this off, could you do this? And I'm like, yeah, go on then. And then just try and work out.
That's a great relationship.
That is a good relationship.
But he gets me though, because he's just like, I wouldn't book, like, if I'm going away, or like if I book holiday, it's either for Luton or I'm leaving the country.
Yeah,
I won't ever book time off just to like prat about at home and just put my feet up. I can't be bothered with that. It has to be for a reason. And well, I've only got 3 days of holiday left for the remaining of the year, and those 3 days will be for football. 100%.
Some big games as well.
I've got to choose them wisely.
I genuinely think we might get a good pre-season like foreign team as well. Man.
Or it'd be all away.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like I know people are trying to say Ajax or something, but it would be pretty good to get someone.
The problem is when we go like away, we don't allow fans to go, which is really frustrating. Like I really want to do like watch Luton away from home, because it just gives you like European vibes, like in Europa League or something like that. But we just never really do it. I think we did it in Portugal once, recently, and I was like, we didn't give us much notice.
It's all short.
Yeah, like even now, like it's
going to be short. Yeah,
notice. But I can see us doing like a UK tour thing this year, and we'll probably go to one country and play a game there. But
probably long for them to go away as well, isn't it? You want to stay.
But it's like team bonding though, isn't it? So like, let's have a bit of fun. Definitely go on a night out on one of the nights, don't they?
When do they actually come back from pre-season? Isn't it?
I think they come tomorrow. I think we start tomorrow.
Yeah, it's got to be soon, because the season starts in August.
Yeah, we've got to be soon. I think we're going to announce Anderson either today or tomorrow, because with that interview being linked online yesterday.
Seeing him in the shirt as well.
Yeah. Does he go straight into the starting 11, do you think?
He's better than Potts, yeah. I think if he stays more fitter than Burke, then it could be Lockyer and Anderson. And I don't know how many more players we're going to sign. I do think we're going to sign like 9 in total at least. So you think Anderson signs, that'd be 2.
So 2.
Better than Osho.
Well, 2.
He's better than Osho.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like Osho.
Before
he's a bit erratic, but
before Edwards, I was like, nah, he's too error prone, and then Edwards has made him a little bit more consistent, a little bit like, okay, he can actually defend.
Yeah.
I didn't forgive him for Watford. Like when he got sent off, I was like, look, if you're gonna get red carded, break his legs. Don't just do that challenge like that 3-0, 4-0 down, which we were. But then he made up for it by scoring the other way. I actually got he
goal. Scores a lot of goals.
To be fair, goal, so I'm like, that's on the wall. That makes sure every Watford fan knows when they watch my videos. Get the odd comment every now and again.
They must feel sick, wouldn't they?
It's funny though,
because now that gap between them and Luton's like, there's nothing that they can say, because we're in the Premier League. They've been in the Premier League. It's done.
All they say now is, we spent like 8 consecutive.
No one cares about that.
I'm like, Yeah, we still spent more years than you in the
They're
Premier
just
League.
an embarrassing club. They've most probably had more managers in the last 5 years than the whole of the Football League have had together.
Yeah. The only thing they had against us was they were like, "Oh, have you ever seen Luton in the Prem?" Well,
it's done.
You've done it. You got nothing now. Haven't won no major trophy. You're thinking club's going to sack your manager after pre-season because they just don't know what to do. It's going to be brilliant. They think they're going up with all these big clubs in the Championship. No chance.
No, they could be a mid-table team next
year.
Man.
They want the owners out. Well, some of them want the owners out now. You should have been wanting them out years ago.
Yeah.
But hey, it's funny.
Lewis, it's been a pleasure to have you on,
good,
man. Thanks for coming on. Another little season review for everyone. Yes. We'll probably see you again next year.
Yes,
the yearly thing.
Well, if you want to do the 6 month one, I think
the 6 month one would be really good because of this Premier League. Like, I feel like we should.
We have to probably plan it out this time.
Yeah.
Like, try to make
first
sure
2 weeks of December.
Yeah, try to make sure like everything's in place. But thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me on.
And people, go check out the management company. Football. If you need to look for a club, or you're struggling, or you just need a bit of guidance with help.
LW
check
Sports Agency.
Yeah, LW Sports Agency. And go check out his YouTube channel as well. He's got great content for Luton, breaking down new signings, breaking down formations, breaking down how he thinks they're going to play. Go check out his YouTube channel, man. And this has been another episode of The Curious Fijian, and peace, people.